Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Spiritual Journey podcast. My name is Nimesh, and I'm your host. I love starting every episode by saying thank you. I feel so blessed with this podcast, the impact it has, the people it reaches. When I started, really, my objective was to simplify spirituality and guide people on their spiritual journey. And I started with maybe one episode every couple of months. Now I do two a week, and I love it. Nothing's scripted. Nothing's edited. Whatever comes through, comes through. And if you're a regular listener, welcome back. Thank you. If you're new, again, welcome. Let me know if you have any feedback. Let me know if you have any suggestions. Feedback's a blessing, and I love getting messages about the podcast, the impact it's having. People seem to find it when they need it most, and the message I get the most is it feels like I'm talking directly to you, and for me, that's a blessing. I'll always talk about basically, I don't claim anything. I don't know nothing. So whatever comes through me comes from a different place. So often we hold on to things, right? And I feel like the more that we can be a blank canvas, and I'll talk more about it in this episode, the better it is, right? So so thank you. If you do like this episode, please do comment, share, rate it, etc. It really does help the episode and the podcast overall get to more people. I'm an Akashic record reader, Akashic trainer, podcast host, podcast creator, as well as a spiritual coach and mentor. And what I get to do is I get to guide people on their journey. I get to hold your space while you're going through a shift. I do that through a beautiful mentorship program, which is normally 12 weeks, but currently it's 14 because I'm including Akashic training. And what I do is during weekly calls and even in between, we really guide you and I really hold your space while you get to connect to the real you, releasing your layers and really understanding who you are. And we connect on a weekly basis. Obviously, those calls are important, but the work you do in between is just as important. I'll never tell anybody what to do. I'll really guide you to you. So if this resonates, reach out, book a free discovery call. You'll find the link in the show notes, and I'd love to connect. So this is going to be a solo episode, and actually it's the second solo episode. Last Monday's was a solo too, and the original plan wasn't to do a solo episode because I like mixing it up, like doing solo episodes, but also episodes with my co-host Stace. But due to lots of circumstances, like when the day we normally record was lots of storms in Maryland, where Stacey lives, and technical issues, and I was attending the Business Ascension Awards, etc. And for me, it was a signal that I probably need to do a follow-up episode. Whenever you listen to this, whenever you listen to it, it's divine timing. But I really felt so much energy, and just I was having conversations with my membership in terms, because I have a membership group, and there's just a lot of people feeling really uneasy right now. And there is consistency, but also a difference. And I just wanted to share what I felt about the current energy. I do a monthly episode where I channel a message through the Akashic Records. This is a different to that. Really, what I want to dive into is when this current feeling, when the present doesn't feel safe. And I'm not saying right now we don't feel safe. It's just we feel different. There's I call it the void, right? There's a void between old life and we don't really fit into the old life, but also the new life is still in limbo. So it's that, it's a weird space, and everybody's feeling it. And I just wanted to dive deep into it. And it's just, we've gone through this phase, and we're so used to looking for answers. We're so used to doing healing and searching. And, if we get a message, then we need to sit with it and really try and figure out what the answers are. And, I advise a lot about being present. And actually, I feel like that's what the most important thing is right now. It's like the human in us is so desperate to find answers, because we've been in this state of limbo for a while, and the human can feel a shift happening. And so when someone like me comes along and says, you know what you really need to do is be present. It just the magic and the beauty is in the present. Your soul having human experience, have the human experience. But it's uncomfortable for the human because the human is used to planning. The human is used to knowing what's coming the next 2, 3 steps. And so this phase is uncomfortable. It's especially uncomfortable if you're holding on. If you're holding on to expectations you had, and I dived deep a little bit into that last week, but it kind of carries on this week, is your expectations of where you feel you should be, or looking for answers, is actually a big part of why you maybe feel uncomfortable. Because, if we're honest with ourselves, change is uncomfortable. A lot of people would say, I love change. Oh my God, I'm here for it. I'm here. And actually, a lot of people do love change. But for most people, you love change when you see it coming, when you have a rough idea what it is. This is uncomfortable because we can feel a shift coming. And by the way, the shift is multifaceted. And just my view, my opinion, I feel like we're all going through this individual shift. But also the planet is going through a shift. I'm not going to dive into the astrology in this episode, and I'm sure there's lots of other podcasts to do that, but 3 planets in retrograde, there's phase, there's just so much happening. There's astrologically, there's just things are happening that haven't happened in centuries. Also called 3 narrow weeks. This phase it really is bringing up intense emotions in all of us. I'm recording this the day before the new moon, so when I release it, this episode will come out on Monday, 13th July, and the new moon is actually on the morning of depending where you are, but it'll be on the morning of the 14th in the UK. And new moons are usually a time for manifestation and kind of new beginnings. I do feel like this new beginning. But also this phase and this new moon is really emotional. So we have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. We have to be comfortable with not having the answers. And, if you're physically going through something over the last period of time, it may be because there's a disconnect between the human and the spirit. Soul, spirit, and again, I talk about this, but I feel like it's more extreme now. The soul spirit is comfortable with the unknown, knows that whatever's coming is in your highest. The human can feel a big shift, can feel something happening which is unprecedented, and it kind of makes you feel uncomfortable. And you're used to going through a phase of, let me sit with it, let me meditate, let me, kind of search for the answers, and everything will be revealed. And I still maintain everything you need inside you, all the love, all the joy, all the answers. But the answers come during divine timing. This really is a phase of just integration. We've all felt like this kind of being a cocoon phase. And honestly, when we're searching for answers, it feels safe because we're doing something. But sometimes we still hold on to the emotional stuff, right? Maybe we're holding on to relationships that are no longer serving us. Maybe we're holding on to expectations. Maybe we're not totally honest with ourselves with how we're feeling. Those to me are like the 3 of the big buckets, right? One is expectation. Where did you expect to be right now? And are you disappointed in yourself for not being where you feel you need to be? Are you holding on to things or relationships that no longer serve you? And this could be something you do on a day-to-day basis. It could even be your career. And again, I'm not asking you to leave whatever job you have overnight. But if you're coming to the end of the cycle of career, then you should be actively at least starting something small. Really kind of If you feel like you should be doing something more healing, then start something on the side. So, first is expectations, and second is holding on to things, and three is really having an honest conversation with yourself. Because it's like, if you've been pushing how you really feel down, because again, sometimes we do this, right? We do all this healing, we do all this self-care, but we don't really have an honest conversation with ourselves. And, it's always good to remember you're a soul having a human experience. So, sometimes when we feel angry, when we feel emotional, we kind of judge ourselves when we push it away. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to, I'm on a spiritual journey. Being angry it doesn't serve me. You're a soul having a human experience. So whatever you're feeling, you have to feel it. PMA, positive mental attitude is great. It's like, okay, let me get out of this funk, and 100% you should do that. But feel the emotion first. So if you're angry, then feel the anger. Obviously, don't take it out on other people. Maybe have a good conversation with your soul, with your higher self. Scream into a pillow. Whatever you feel you need to do to release it. But if you push it down, you're like a volcano, and eventually, whatever you push down has to come out. And right now, we've been called out. We've been called out for the things that we're holding on to. And again, like I said, on this spiritual journey, sometimes spiritual bypass is a thing where we feel like we're doing all the work, and we're kind of doing all this self-care, but you still have to have that human experience. You still have to be honest with yourself about how you feel. You still have to process what you're going through. You can't mask it with positivity. So how are you having that honest conversation? This phase is all about you coming back and understanding this version of you, accepting this version of you, knowing that there's no mistake. And the other thing I feel is happening is we're receiving more information, and we have the ability to channel at a deeper level more than ever before. So it's like a mix of things that are happening. Our expectations, are we holding on to things? Are we being honest with ourselves? And are we allowing ourselves to channel and connect with our guides at a deeper level? But I come back to, really, it's about breathing, being kind to yourself, and being present in this moment. Let me ask you a question. How much time, if you had to give a percentage to it, how much time are you focused on the past and what's happened to you? How much time are you focused on the future and what you need to do next? And how much time are you focused on the present and just being present in this moment, experiencing whatever you're going through in this moment? If you had to split it and give a percentage to each, what percentage would you give it? And be honest with yourself. What percentage are you focused on this present moment? Because the magic, the beauty, the pain, the emotion is in this moment. Remember, you're a soul who chose to have a human experience. And if you look at what's happened in the last few years, how much control have you really had on the future? Think about COVID times. Think about the last few years. How much control have you really had? And then think about the past and, focus on the past. How is that helping you? Because reality is whatever's coming isn't going to come from our past. It's a brand new phase. We're in a phase of what the planet's going through like it's never felt before. And so it's not going to come from your past. Your past is a great teacher, don't get me wrong. But understanding this next phase isn't going to come from your human past. Which is why actually being present in this moment is so, so important. So again, let me ask, are you being honest with yourself? Are you allowing yourself to feel what you really feel? Yeah, because that's the other thing we do is that we analyze our feelings. We're feeling angry. So, let me understand why I'm feeling angry. before to understand them, you need to feel it. There's a fear in us that sometimes if we don't fix what we're feeling, it's going to remain unresolved and we've failed. There's a process. And actually, sometimes you're never going to understand why you're feeling angry. But letting yourself process it allows things to come through. And if you build in all the planetary stuff I was talking about at the beginning, and the fact it's new moon and there's an emotion, it's the kind of like, it's the combination of us being human and having this, being a soul, having this human experience and being aligned with what the planet's going through. And if you know the planet's going through a shift, and a lot of astrologers talked about this week being one of the biggest weeks of the year, and kind of if you, again, there's deeper planetary movements which again have never happened in centuries and all happening this week. And again, maybe you're not listening to this on the week of the 13th. Maybe you listened on the week of the 20th, or whenever you listen to it. It's kind of, time is a human concept. Whenever you listen to it, it's perfect for you. But here's the thing, again, a reminder that whatever's for us will find us. There's a divine timing to it. And the reality is we've done so much work. We've released so much karma. And I feel like there's a feeling in us that, now what? Surely, after doing all that work, I should be reaping the rewards. And I'm not going to lie. I at times I feel disconnected. I'm curious about what's coming next too. At the same time, I've got lots to be grateful for. The personal retreat, the retreat I ran in Glastonbury just over a month ago. My first in the UK. First one I ran on my own. Normally I run it with other people, and it was beautiful. I got to be a judge at the UK Business Essential Awards last week, which is the only UK awards for spiritual entrepreneurs, which is beautiful. So again, if you looked at your world, what can you be grateful for in this moment? What magic is happening? You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. You have to focus on the magic moments, but also trust you're exactly where you're meant to be. It's, receive the answers that your guides will send you. Trust your intuition. Last week I did a quick process where you close your eyes and you feel what you feel around you and allow yourself to feel that. So connect with your guides and 100% trust your intuition. But if you're not getting the answers, sometimes letting go and trusting the answers will come is so freeing. Because you also got to remember, sometimes the human may never get the answer. Sometimes things start to shift in a way that the questions you were asking actually are no longer questions because you're moving into a different space. What if whatever the future holds for you is nothing like you could have actually predicted? And again, I feel like I come back to the same question, being present and accepting your soul chose you to have this human experience. And the human experience is all about emotions, experiencing the emotions. And so allowing yourself to not get lost in looking for the answers, get lost in what somebody else is doing. In your physical body, when you're going through a shift, is again, a lot of the time it's the last thing that you feel. And if you are going through something physical, I'm sending you lots of love, light, healing energy. But again, just try being present. For a moment, stop looking for the answers. Like I said, sometimes doing this spiritual work, almost makes us feel guilty about having the human experience. And a lot of the time, what we feel actually is never meant for the human to fully understand. What if the information you're receiving is at such a level the human brain won't be able to comprehend it? What if there's healing that your guides are doing behind the scenes that you can't even feel it? What if the reason that you're also feeling things physically is because you're being healed, or you're receiving information at a level that you're not used to, and your physical body just catching up? But again, I'm giving you these examples, but again, I'm quite conscious about taking you down a rabbit hole, because I'm giving you insights and options that are coming through from a channel perspective. But at the same time, I don't want you to kind of get lost in, well, maybe this is it. I want to open you up a bit in terms of, being able to receive a different level of information from your guides, being able to, and encouraging you to connect with your guides at a deeper level. But for me, things like the Akashic records and allows me to build a deeper connection with my guides. I don't see the records as a way of getting answers. I see the records as a way of building a deeper connection to my guides. They're part of my team. They're part of my family. Akashic records have allowed me to access so many different realms and seen so many beautiful different things. Yes, I have to admit, at the beginning, when I learned Akashic records, really, it was when my mentor, my friend, Sidra Jeffrey, had passed away in a fire, aged only 38 years old, and I wanted to understand our soul contract. And so, yeah, I learned the Akashic records to get answers about that soul contract. And yes, I did get those answers. But it opened the doors for me to go on this journey to really understand the energy and the vibration around me. And we're a team. And you have a team too. And again, what if this phase is about you building and getting to know your guides, and also creating a human soul family that allows you to support you through this next phase, letting go of those people that no longer serve. And so, this episode, again, I feel like I'm going in circles, being present, but also being honest with yourself about what you need to let go. And if there's different things happening for you right now, then let go of needing to know why. What if this is the phase that you're going through, and it's a phase and this too shall pass? But again, a lot of the time, phases only pass when you're present. If you're sitting there waiting and thinking, you know what, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for this phase to pass, and then I'm gonna start, kind of being honest with myself and really kind of being present. That doesn't work. Being present isn't about waiting, right? The whole point. And sometimes, not searching for answers and doing what we've always done, it feels like you're abandoning yourself. It feels like you're kind of letting yourself down. But what if there's freedom in not always searching for the answers? What if there's freedom in just breathing and being present in this moment, and really asking yourself, what do I love about this moment? Because what if magic is happening to you in every moment, but because you're searching for answers, or because you have certain expectations of where you should be, you're missing the real magic that's happening inside you and around you? What if you could celebrate the small victories and truly, truly embrace them? How would that feel? Maybe presence is not about finding peace in every moment. What if it's about feeling what you're feeling? Maybe it's choosing not to abandon yourself when the moment feels uncomfortable. Because again, that's what we do. We're present in the moment, and there's something that we're feeling uncomfortable about. Then again, we try and mask it. What if you don't need to understand it? You just need to feel it. You're a powerful being that needs to be here, that chose to be here. at a soul level. And, I talk a lot about this phase, and the shift that we're going through is unprecedented. It's a phase this planet's never, again, just what I feel, and actually what a lot of other people also talk about, but this shift from divine masculine to divine feminine is a shift that like nothing we've ever been through before. And yes, we've been through a lot. And the other thing is that we're so used to going through so much in a day. We're closing so much in a day. We're closing so many cycles. It's uncomfortable. But again, this is a different shift. So again, we've been feeling so much over a period of time, and now the energy is shifting again, and it's again we asking you, the universe is asking you to catch up. But again, the planet is going to go through a shift like we've never been before. Again, it feels like this is the beginning of it. So if the planet is going through a shift like it's never been before, it's not going to happen overnight. I feel like so many layers need to come down. So many egos need to come down. The way that we live on a day-to-day basis is changing. It's going to change over the coming period. But again, don't let yourself get consumed by what that may look like, because it's not on you. What's on you is to focus on you and your energy and your vibration, shining your light, speaking your truth, being present in the moment. That's where the magic is. You're a divine being. I really feel that every soul that's here right now has chosen to be here, has been selected to be here. And it really is a blessed time to be on the planet. It may not feel like it, but if you look back and you really consider how much is your soul expanded in this lifetime, you'll realize that actually you've shifted more in this lifetime than probably multiple lifetimes put together. And honestly, I get it. When you're going through something and it's really hard, and I'm asking you to be blessed because you've gone through so much in this lifetime, you're like, well, are you crazy? But that's when you've got to stop and have a conversation with your soul. Get angry with your soul. Somebody in the membership group shared over the last few days about feeling uncomfortable and actually having an angry conversation with their soul, which is a beautiful thing to do. And that sparked a whole dialogue in the membership group with the people sharing and how they're feeling. And this feeling is uncomfortable, but everybody's feeling differently. Some people are probably listening and saying, well, actually, you know what? I feel great. Beautiful. But again, I'd ask you, are you being present? And if you feel, you know what, I am being present. I really do feel the magic that's happening. That's great. You should be proud. Everybody's going through this differently. But if part of this resonated, then you're meant to hear it. And like I would say, if I can help in any way, send me a DM. The membership group is a beautiful, safe space to be. And if you do happen to listen to this episode on Monday 13th, it's actually a beautiful day to join the membership, because we have our monthly energy update, which will be this evening on Monday, Monday at 9:15 p.m. UK, 4:15 p.m. EST. But again, if you can't make it, everything's recorded, and I'll take everyone through an energy update where I'm feeling it deeper than what I went through in this episode. And then also a guided meditation and a Akashic message. All of that's recorded and shared. But it's a beautiful safe space community. Mentorship. If you're looking for a guide, you're looking for someone to hold your space, who I never tell anybody what to do. I'm really guiding you back to you. My voice resonates, reach out, book a free discovery call. Full moon webinar is free. I normally do it around, obviously, the full moon. That'll be coming in a couple of weeks. That's free. It's 90 minutes. Next one, I'll always include the link in the show notes. But again, as we close, be gentle with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be present in the moment. And stop looking for answers. They'll come in divine timing. Feel the love around you. Feel the support. And if you are going through something deep, I am sending you so much love and light. I really hope this episode helped give you some insight. And I'd love to hear from you. So if this episode resonated, please do let me know. And as I said at the beginning, if it did resonate, then please do like, comment, share. It really, really does help. Sending everyone so much love and light, and the biggest hug. And I'll be back soon. Bye for now.